You know what y'all be talking about in the barbershop?
Woo!
Yeah,
I can't
let's
tell you
talk
that.
about.
Is that we go through our own battles, but
Yes.
we step in that door, we gotta leave it right.
We have to leave it right there.
outside.
Because I know I'm gonna have 14
Yeah.
brothers come here today with 14 different problems
Yeah, no,
that we're
for
gonna
real.
have to address.
Yeah.
I think balance is, you have to have balance, but at the same time, you have to know your boundaries as well.
That's
You have to know your limits.
Welcome to another episode of Salon Talk Literally, the podcast where we dive into a world of beauty, business, and everything in between.
We're here to bring you the real, the raw, and of course, the literal truth about what it's like working in the beauty industry with a few laughs along the way.
And we've got a really dope guest lined up for you today. All right, now let's get into today's topic. Trust me, you literally don't want to miss this one.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Today on Salon Talk Literally, we have a truly unique guest, Mr. David Wright, aka Dave, owner of Dave Faded Studio Barbershop, located right here in Frisco, Texas. Dave is a talented barber, father, former military surgical tech, and entrepreneur who's bringing a whole new perspective to the world of grooming and precision. From serving his country in the operating room to creating crispy lines behind the barber chair, David's journey is anything but ordinary. So get ready to hear how discipline, skill, and a keen eye for detail has shaped his career in both surprising and inspiring ways. Welcome to the show, Dave.
Welcome, Dave.
Listen, I'm honored, but I can truly say, y'all gotta give it up for these beautiful women we got right
Thank
here.
you, Dave.
So I appreciate y'all for
Thank
having me.
you.
Thank you. So you,
So tell us a little bit about where you from.
Mhm.
You know, how'd you get started? Kind of give us a little background.
So originally I'm from Memphis.
Okay.
Born and raised. I didn't leave until I was 17 years old, and I went to the military. So I went the medical route, of course. So I wanted to be in the AC. Didn't want to be outside in the heat. So during that period of time, I actually went to school in the military to become a surgical tech. And that not only gave me the discipline I needed, so I can cater the discipline portion really to my father.
Okay.
But the military more so shaped it into a whole. So throughout that time, I served in the military, and then once I got out, I traveled as a surgical tech
Okay.
before coming to Dallas, and that's when I said, you know what,
You was just cool.
I gotta-
Got to Dallas.
I gotta
Yeah.
follow my dreams.
Yeah.
So I was a little more in between. So
Okay.
I actually went to like medical device sales as well.
Yeah.
But once I got to Dallas, I knew my passion for the medical field wasn't there.
Yeah.
So that's when you discovered barbering.
No, so I actually picked up the
okay.
clippers in the 7th grade.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Where we from, you know,
Yeah.
our dad ain't gonna get in there and cut our hair
Yeah, that's
in a
true.
heartbeat.
Yes, true.
And I used to tell my dad, like, let me get a taper. He'll do a bald fade. Ask for a bald fade. He give me a high
You're like,
top
that's
or a
not
taper.
what I asked for. The opposite of what
So-
you asked
Yeah.
Sure enough, in the 7th grade, I discovered the clippers, and I said, you know what? Enough is enough.
Yeah.
I put them to my own head first, and
I'm gonna do it myself.
if y'all can imagine, I
that's
wore
right.
a do-rag many a day
I believe it.
trying to get it figured out.
Trying to figure
I
it
believe
out.
But
it.
ultimately, I can say my passion came then at a very young age. And I even told my mother once, I was like, Mom, I'm gonna be a barber when I get older.
Yeah.
And that woman told me, she said, boy, barbers is for
Why do we
people who
always
are broken
hear
and been to jail.
Yes. Why do
And
we always hear
Because
that?
that was the reality
I
at that
know.
time. You know what I'm saying? Like back during that period of time, that was the real reality of barbers were people who was been locked up in
Yep.
prison.
Yes, true.
Or the stigma behind barber where you're gonna make some money, you're gonna go spend it today.
Yep.
Yep.
But truly that's not what it is.
Right.
Anymore.
Not
So
anymore.
I've always had the vision of a young child being a successful barber. Even like when I look at the dynamic of where I am today in barbering, my vision was to have a suite. I wanted to work solo.
Okay.
Before I knew what a suite
I like
was,
that.
I
Yeah.
wanted to work on my own
Yeah.
as a barber.
Okay.
I wanted to be in my own space.
Want to
I
do your
wanted
own thing.
glass windows. I wanted
Okay.
high ceilings.
Wow.
So as Don can
And you
attest,
got
to
it.
seeing my shop,
You got it.
I got it.
That's what
So
you
I'm
got.
truly
Okay.
operating.
I like
in
that aspect because I wanted to go into that. We, you know, on here on Salon Talk, literally, I always asked about like, what do you feel about the salon suites versus like the
Traditional
traditional
salon.
salon?
So in my experience, I've worked in salon suite and barbershops. You could probably pay me $1 million and I still would not go back to a barbershop. Only
Okay.
my sole reason would be the peace of mind.
Okay.
So-
that's a good reason.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, the barbershop at one point was very impactful, especially
It
through
was.
Absolutely.
It was. And that's why I always ask that is because you know, we still have like those like me that still believe in that open concept, but it's a lot of people that don't want to do that. So it's always good to hear why people chose what they chose.
And like I say, it's definitely a choice, right? There was nothing that pushed me out to say, hey, you need to go and work in the suite. Or, there was nothing like that. For me, it was, I knew at some capacity I wanted to be on my own and follow my own.
I was going to say, it kind of gives you more of that independence, right? Like it makes you feel like
100%.
you just, it's
100%.
just like, I always tell those who are not ready for that shouldn't be the first way you go.
So I wouldn't recommend anybody coming, out of barbering school or stylist school to go straight into the salon suite.
I agree.
If you have an established clientele and you know that your clientele will support you no matter what location you go to, I think it's a great deal to be in a suite. It's not for everybody. Some people can't go into a suite and think about being in that
and thrive.
room,
By themselves.
Because
it's a mindset as well.
Sure.
You definitely a mindset because a lot of people need to have help.
Yeah, they do.
They do. That definitely has to be where you can get it on your own. You have no problem. You're doing everything on your own.
I can tell you my first week in my first salon suite that I was at before my current location, I went in and I was like, okay, it's quiet.
I know.
Yeah.
It's quiet.
And you don't hear nothing but yourself.
That's it.
That's it. You only got
I didn't know I can breathe that loud.
Yeah. That's it. That's why I said it's another thing. It hits differently.
But then I started saying, you know what? Let me utilize my time different.
Yeah.
Because right now, I'm not talking about Kobe and Jordan and Kobe and LeBron.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me utilize my time to start doing different things within my business. Start sitting down and really discovering these finances like I thought I knew before.
Yeah.
I didn't have no idea about.
That's true.
It tests you when you
it will because everything is
do.
on you. You no longer have to share that responsibility with, the shop owner and other people in the shop.
Yep.
So
Because we all know if you don't carry that load in that salon suite,
you getting kicked out.
You getting locked out.
They're gonna have
locked out. You gonna come scan in.
You gonna come scan
That's
in.
true.
It's over.
And that's supposed to embarrass to this part. It's like
like you walk up to the door and you got a letter on your door saying you getting evicted.
Don't let a client show up before you get there.
Yeah, that's true.
I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
It ain't happened to me.
I know.
But
that's what I'm trying to say.
it.
I've seen it happen. I've seen so much stuff happen.
Yeah.
And I just be like, man, so them is tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. You got to be able to be.
You do, and that's where it goes back to like he said, like having discipline. You have to have discipline all around the board because when you working for yourself, you have to show up.
No matter what.
It doesn't matter.
Dom can attest to this. How many days have I gotten to that shop, or have you came to work and I was already there? Probably every day.
Like 95% of the time.
95%
he's
of the
there
time,
at like he's
I'm the
there like
first one.
6 in the morning.
Wow.
First one at the
Yeah.
shop.
But that's good. That shows true commitment.
It does.
That's what a lot of people lack at this point.
Yeah,
And
that's
even
real.
being a barbers. Now, let's talk to the upcoming barbers, okay? Because it's a lot of them that is looking. They always want to go into barber school and they want to be a barber. Like, what
Easy.
advice do you give to them?
Easy. So it's 3 things I base my business off of. Passion, work ethic, which is number one.
Absolutely.
And standards.
Yes.
So do you have a passion for this? Are you getting into this because you get online and you see all these barbers? I'm gonna go ahead and say it.
Content.
They lying. They lying. They making content saying like, hey, I charge this much for a cut. I charge that much for a cut.
Yeah. Just
Are
to
you
get the
doing it
views,
because you know that there's a stream of income? Okay, I'm truly passionate about
Absolutely.
this. I've been wanting this since I was in the 7th grade.
Yeah.
Probably before then. But then on top of that, your work ethic.
Yeah.
Are you willing to commit to getting up to that shop early in the morning? I realized for me and my business that the earlier I get there, the better.
The better.
My clients, I don't have gaps in my schedule.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't.
My schedule is back to
to
back
Yeah.
all day.
All day.
If I put a gap, it's because I have to go somewhere or something like that.
Yeah.
On top of that, it's standards. What are the
And they can
standards?
depend on you.
Yeah.
What are
They
your
know that
standards?
you're going to be there.
That's it.
Do your clients understand that no matter what, Dave is going to be on time?
Yeah.
They
That's
understand when I come to the shop, it's going to be clean
Absolutely.
every single time.
That's it.
I step foot in the shop.
Yes.
You have to have
All that
standards.
You
matters.
do. It
All
does.
in your business.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep.
I love that.
Yes. I kind of want to like take it back a little bit because I am interested in knowing how you even ended up in the military. Like, was that a decision that was like pushed upon you or, forced?
So for me, it was, I wanted to get out of Memphis.
That's a good
So
way.
I had dreams bigger than Memphis. So
Yeah.
of course, Memphis being a city where it has a small town mentality.
Yeah.
So not a lot of people make it out. Not a lot of people can say that they can thrive outside of Memphis. People leave, they go back because it's a shock.
Yeah.
When I left Memphis, I knew without a doubt in my mind, when I
You
leave,
wasn't going back.
I ain't moving back.
Yeah.
So I think that propels me even more to stay afloat where I am, to keep reaching higher places, because I can't,
I can't
go back to my mom.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I got 3 kids and a woman I'm bringing with me, so
like,
we all coming
it's
back.
not gonna work. Yeah.
It's not gonna work.
That's true.
So,
That's true. When you know that you have no other choice,
that's it. You gonna
that's
do
when
what
you gonna do what you gotta
Oh,
do.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I was like, yo, Pops,
You
I'm going to the military. He's like, well, what you talking about? That man looked at me. He ain't talked to me for like 2 days, but he came around, you know, and he understood that that the choice is mine.
That's
at the end of the day.
That's how
So
determined you were.
Yeah.
He was willing to support me no matter what.
Yeah.
But I was determined because I knew college wasn't for me. I could have went to college. I probably could have went to a smaller school and played football.
Yeah.
You know.
But you're like,
but
where's
that wasn't
the
my
fruit?
that wasn't my goal.
Right.
That wasn't my goal. I knew I'm not academia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That ain't my lane. I
What you
knew
mean
for a
right
fact
now?
I just needed to get out of Memphis.
Yeah.
For sure. So yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So what would you say would be like your highest and your lowest point in your career?
My highest, I ain't got there yet.
I heard that.
I know that's right.
I
ain't
like
got there
that.
yet. Because I know, like, I've had some great moments,
Yeah.
but my greatest moment ain't came.
No,
It
I
hadn't
agree.
came yet.
The
It has
lowest
not.
would be when I moved to Dallas. I made a decision, cold turkey. I woke up at 3:00 in the morning. I'm working in medical sales. I woke up at 3:00 in the morning, and I made a decision to leave my job,
Yeah. Just out of
effective
nowhere.
immediately.
How was
There-
that transition?
That's what I was like.
It wasn't easy because at that period of time I had 2 young kids.
Okay, so wait, let's take it back. So you was already licensed at this point.
No.
Oh, okay. So you
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
even licensed
No,
yet.
You were like,
no.
But
okay,
you
just
didn't
go
know
cold
how to
turkey.
cut hair. You just wasn't licensed yet. Okay,
Hood
now I'm
barber.
following you. Okay,
Okay.
Hood
So-
barber.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
I wasn't licensed yet,
okay.
Yeah.
but I knew, I said, man, if I can just get into a school, I can figure it out.
Yeah,
And I literally one day, we're going to even go back a little farther.
okay.
I was miserable working in medical sales. I'm working 16, 18 hours a day. Money's good.
Is that just like you calling people?
No,
like
so
how,
I was a
door to
spawn
door?
rep. So I worked for a company. I'm not going to say company name. Worked for a company, and very good company, by the way, but it's just the workload.
Yeah.
I tell people it's a
That
single
could be
man's job.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't get it.
No.
I would leave a job. I don't care how much they pay, but
Peace of
it's
mind.
just
A peace of mind.
That's stress.
So I'm
and
going
peace
to
of mind.
I'm going to different hospitals every day. I'm
Yeah.
dealing with different doctors. If you know anything about working with surgeons, you're working with brats. Just gonna be real. So these were really good people, but the quality of life.
Yeah.
I'm making money, but I can't spend
But you
it.
can't spend it because you
I'm
always
always working.
So the
consume.
flexibility.
Yeah.
And I think the final straw for me was one day I get a call. I had worked at this hospital. I was there 14 hours this day. And I'm actually on the way home. I said, you know what? I'm going to stop and get the family some food real quick. I'm standing in line ordering food for the family. I get a call. Hey, Dave, we need you back at the hospital. I said, I'm not on call. You might want to call such and such.
Yeah.
They tell me, oh, well, they told me to call you. I said, I'll call you right back. Call them. I said, hey, bro, I'm not going. I'm not going.
Done.
Yeah.
You was over it.
Well,
Yeah.
what we going to do, bro? You have to go.
Gonna have
I
to
don't
figure it
care
out
what
without
happens.
me. Yeah.
I'm miserable.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I got home that day and I sat in the driveway and I bawled like a baby because I was so exhausted.
You was
and tired.
exhausted.
Just
Yeah.
tired.
But that wasn't the first time. It was day after day. I was finding myself in this slope of now it's becoming like performance. I got to go to work, do my best, come home.
It's just like you just
That's
in a
the
routine.
worst.
Like
Now I got to go in the house to my lady and the
That's
kids
it.
and act like ain't nothing.
Ain't
Nothing,
nothing.
yep.
And when you really need an outlet to release that,
and let's talk about
Like,
that.
But I didn't know
a lot
that.
of men don't feel like they have.
They
an
don't.
outlet.
They don't.
So for any guy that is watching this show, I would love for y'all to go on Instagram and look up King J Barnett. He's one of my very good friends. He's a client of mine. But more than anything, like I can talk to this dude about whatever. He is a mental health therapist, but he's way bigger than that. He does a lot of speaking engagements.
Okay.
But he posts really good content based around men, and it's very informative that we know because we didn't come up
Yes.
We
in a
did.
time where we knew about mental health.
Yes.
We did.
Everything
Mental-
was pushed on the
Yes.
everything. Yeah.
So now that, you know what I'm saying, when you look up his story, you will see what he overcame, what he battled, and now how he's translating that into healing these brothers.
That's good.
It's a powerful thing.
That's
so
beautiful.
Powerful thing.
Yes, I'm glad you said that on here because they do. It's like a lot of men feel like they're not heard.
Yeah.
They feel like they have no outlets. So
They may not be heard, but I promise you they are seen.
Oh yeah.
And that's because as a brother, I can look at another man and
tell everything.
What's going on?
That's the most skills that we have.
It is
in our profession.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We can somebody sit in your chair. It's like you
can feel it.
We're not licensed therapists, but we're
but
therapists.
we are therapists.
Yeah, we are.
Yes.
But we're
we are.
therapists.
Yes.
We spend majority of our time healing
we really
people.
be healing
every
people.
day.
Speaking people through
Speaking
different
life.
situations. Speaking life, yeah, like that's your
Everything.
job.
Every day.
Like that's a calling. That's your purpose.
Every day.
Yes.
And the fact is that we go through our own battles. But
Yes.
we step in that door, we got to leave it right
We
there.
have to leave it right there.
outside.
Because I know I'm going to have 14 brothers come here today with 14 different problems
Yeah, no
that we're going to
problem.
have to address.
14 different personalities.
Yes,
You're like,
every time.
and so you
Yeah.
got to switch it off every single person
Mhm.
that come to the door.
Yep. So speaking of like mental health and like balancing everything, like how is that with you? Because you are a father of 3.
It feel like 9.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. A devoted partner, and you run a business full time. So like, how do you balance everything?
So I can't say it's not easy. Especially like with my kids, all 3 are in school now.
Yeah.
They all 3 play sports. So don't get me wrong, I miss a lot of days.
Yeah.
Especially like on the weekends, I'm at the shop.
Yeah.
If I'm not at the shop, I'm at the shop. I get there at 5:30 in the morning on a Saturday, and I'm leaving by 8 to make a game. I got to go back, then leave to make another game. Then I got to go back.
That's a lot.
Guess what?
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
Let's just be real
It's
about
exhausting. So I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah.
I'm still finding ways
Yeah.
to balance.
To
all of
balance
that.
it.
I don't know
Because
I don't
it's
have
like,
an
does
answer for
balance really exist? I always say like
It doesn't.
we just juggling multiple things
we
at one
literally
time.
be juggling.
It's not
No.
really a balance.
It's not a
'Cause
balance
it's like
because
if you
one always outweighs another.
absolutely.
I will say, like, I had these conversations with my lady where it's like, okay, listen, this week I need to be at the shop because we
Yeah.
got X, Y, and Z coming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Or I'm like, hey, if I can make the game at 8, I'm gonna come to that one, but I'm not coming to the
I'm not
12.
gonna be able to come to the
Yeah.
12.
But guess what? If I
Yeah.
make all these games, I start making money. Then it's gonna be a different conversation.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So I
that
think-
would be a different conversation.
I think balance is you have to have balance, but at the same time, you have to know your boundaries as well.
That's true.
You have to know your limits.
You
Like,
do.
That is so
I'm very
true.
honest with myself. If I can't do it,
I'm not
I'm
gonna
not
be able
gonna
to
do
do
it.
it. Yeah.
no, I'm not going to
Yeah.
do it. I'm not going to do
I'm
it.
not
If I
either.
can't, if I say to myself like, Dave, you ain't got it this week,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've come to a point with myself, I'm like, okay, bro, it's okay to
Yeah.
not
It's
have it.
okay.
Yeah. Because I think,
It's okay.
like, again, we always know that we try to balance and do everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
As much
sometimes
as
some
on
days
our
you
own.
just cannot
You just can't.
you
do
just can't do it. And I think
Mm-hmm.
it's important for us to understand like that the seasons change. So like your kids are young now. They may require, less time or whatever. And then in the next season, they may require more time. So as an entrepreneur, I think it's important to understand that like, okay, I can go hard now, but I may need to set something up a little later so that when my kid get older, I can attend,
But that's the part, like when you think of a child, my kids call me all the time. My daughter probably texting me right now.
Yeah.
But when I think of a child, a child never, when you get home from work, they never say, Dad, did you bring money home?
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
They
sure
don't
do.
care anything
They don't
about
care.
it.
They talking about
They
what
want to
wanna-
play.
They want to play.
They want. This is about what they want.
Listen.
As soon as I come through the door, my daughter be like, Daddy, can you come look at? Like, doggone, girl,
"Can you
I just-
say
I
hey?"
just got through the door.
Right.
But that goes to show you, they only want time.
They
Yeah,
only
that's
want
it.
time.
They
That's
do.
it.
They want time. But then they get older and they start realizing the money and time kind of
Yeah.
goes hand
Go
in hand.
hand
Yeah.
in hand. Yeah.
So I can't say, like, my father was a good example of that. He never missed sporting events.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If he had to move work around,
Right.
he did that. So, like, I'm finding myself in that same window where
Trying to
I'm looking for
figure it
that
out.
balance of, okay, I know I may not make this game.
Yeah, but I
I'm
can
sure
make
gonna make
this.
that.
It's balance,
Absolutely. It
basically,
really, yeah.
I mean, you have to kind of do that, like at least they know you still was there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The appearance is what matters and
Yep.
stuff like that. That's good. That's good.
Mhm.
I want to ask you, like, what do you feel is missing in the barber industry right now?
That's a good question.
So I would probably say connection. So the connection right now, there's a
can see
big
that.
disconnect between
I can see.
clients and barbers.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get
Really?
me wrong, because Clients
the
are very-
client and the barber.
Clients are very loyal to their barber. But when you start looking at the client-barber relationship, that was never a time when clients argue with barbers over their prices. If Dave charging this, I'm going to Dave. I don't care. But now it's a big thing where there's a disconnect. Everybody's speaking on barbering, but the barbers,
Yeah.
which I don't understand.
Yeah.
Oh,
You got all these celebrities
But
talking.
I feel him on that because I did see a segment, I believe, on YouTube, and they was talking about how y'all had not raised y'all prices for a long
time.
I mean, it's
For
been a
almost
long
20
time.
years.
And I thought about that. I was like, y'all really having $50 for a cut is not like finally.
That just got there though for the majority.
I know.
So when I look at the minority, or when I say minority, I'm talking in terms of finances. The minority barber just got to $40-$50.
That's true. That's true.
The cheapest
When
you
we
can find in
didn't went
Dallas
up.
right now is probably like $35-$40.
Yeah.
But then when you look at that person's
Work.
quality of life,
Quality of life, because they're
This man
slaving
gotta do
themselves to
20
make
cuts a
ends
day.
meet.
Oh, that's true too.
That's it.
I'm not doing. My days of doing that.
That's it.
When I
It's
charge
over.
$20 a head, guess what? I was doing 17 cuts a day.
Yeah.
It was miserable.
Yeah.
Weekends, I'm doing.
You
20,
never had no
23 a day.
time.
That's a lot.
But guess what? Now if I can do,
It don't
8 a
even
day
add
and
up
make
to the
the
amount of
same
time
money.
it takes
Yeah.
though. You know what I'm saying?
It does not.
It's not adding up.
but then you have my mentor and this. So this guy name is Todd. He owns several shops in New York called I Cut Pro.
Okay.
One of the dopest people you can find in the barbering space. I tell people he's probably your barber's favorite barber. His name is Todd in New York. I Cut Pro. Shout out to Todd. Todd once said people want Mercedes-Benz quality, but Toyota prices.
That's true.
That's real.
That ain't never been so true in this industry.
I think
That's
that
real.
goes
In
on
the,
both
in
sides.
the industry, yeah. I was
I
just about to
definitely
say
feel
that.
like it's on both
In the
sides.
industry as a whole, and then we have to look at it like this, like inflation. Like everybody's prices are but you're not going in Target asking them why they
I was just about to say
triple
they
that
don't
a
be
bar
going in
soap,
other places
you know.
and questioning their price and
Yeah.
stuff like that. They don't do that.
People
Exactly.
don't think about it like
Even
you know,
doctors. Let's talk about
Yeah,
that.
part.
they don't.
When y'all go in them doctors' offices and they talking about them copays and how much
Yeah.
that y'all ain't questioning
Yeah.
or
you
arguing
gonna
with
go in
them.
that good
You
old
just gonna
pocket
go
and
ahead and
Right.
get it.
share
And
it
you're
out.
just gonna
They
do
just
it.
don't
Exactly.
pay it.
So
Yep.
I will say that like when it comes to prices, now for a young barber, I will say don't price yourself out.
Yeah.
So don't come in seeing because like I say, you see these people on Instagram
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm making this much per cut, that much per cut. Don't price yourself out because
That's
guess what? You have to start somewhere.
You gotta grow.
You do.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to grow.
Yep.
So as long as you watering that seed, you say, you know what? I'm gonna devote my time. I'm gonna build up my experience to
Yeah.
get to where I want to be.
Yes.
Guess what? I went years without raising my price.
That key word
Yeah.
is time.
That's it.
Put that time in.
Put
you
the
know?
time in.
A lot of
Yep.
people are not
tree don't
consistent
grow overnight.
and
It takes time.
Yep. Yep.
time. I think a lot of the generation now is lazy.
I can 100% agree with that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Especially
Lazy.
the
Let's talk
ones-
about it because
Yeah.
like I was mentioning in our last episode, we were talking about how you gotta put, even if you have no clients, you need to be there.
So in the barbershop, and I'm not talking salon suite, we're talking,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
we have this thing that, well, like we say, you got to sit down. You got to sit in that chair.
Mm-hmm.
Because guess what? The second I walk out of here,
Somebody walking through the door
somebody comes.
Somebody walking in the door
every time.
Hey, if you think, like it was a point where I used to manage a shop here in Addison, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
People used to be like, oh, why you didn't
Why
call
didn't
me?
call me? Exactly.
Man,
You think I'm
I
about
gotta call
chase
you to want
down?
some money?
Yeah, no.
I gotta call you to want to be better. I gotta
Yeah.
call you to want
Yeah.
to grow.
And that's
Yeah.
what I'm
I'm not
saying.
calling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like how bad do you want it?
How bad you want it?
How bad
Yep.
do you want it? That's what I tell everybody. Like braiders are. I get that a lot with trying to mold them, but they are in the mentality of working at home, so they
Yeah.
have a whole nother different mentality.
I will see the ones who want it, you see it.
You do.
And you have to really pour into those ones who want it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the ones who don't want it, they show you that,
Yeah.
I'm just trying
And
to
it's-
make it the next week. bro.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Literally.
And it's really hard to get a person to pull them to that
my
point.
gosh.
Like
Yes.
it's easier for you to find somebody that already want what you got to offer and just sell it to them.
A lot of people ask me like, yo, Dave, why don't you go open up a shop?
Don't even
I know
start that
barbers think
headache.
how I think.
That's
Uh-uh.
It makes me mad if
Yeah.
I own a shop and all my barbers coming in at 11, 12 o'clock.
Right.
And you the only
I've been
one
here
there.
since-
You
Right.
can just
6 in the morning, 7
be
in the
there by
morning.
Right.
yourself. Yep.
I'll do it by myself.
Might as well.
Is that the right mentality to have? Probably not.
Well, but it's still gonna. You're the one taking the risk in the long run.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna be left with risk. You know what I'm saying? Why would you put yourself through there? And you know that they don't even have a certain. That's what. Look, literally, I've been holding this mug down by myself.
Yeah, yeah.
Like period, because they come and go so much.
That's so true.
So it's just that's how it is though. But I noticed a big difference from my early years.
Do y'all think social media has a part to play in that? Because like I say, people get into this industry with an unreal expectation.
Yes.
People tell them about the money, but they don't tell them about the work they go.
They don't, and that's what. And but it seems like they're not listening or something. Something ain't happening.
It's a disconnect.
Yeah,
somewhere.
it's a disconnect because it's like, why do y'all think that it's going to happen like overnight? That fast? Or you putting stipulations on yourself where you should be, where you think you should be, and that's like no.
Yeah, that does have a lot to do with social media.
Yeah, and I believe that too because they're gonna resemble. They want to look at somebody that they look up to.
They want to see somebody that's been in the game for 20 years and expect to have those same results, and it's just not going to happen.
But the thing is, no one that's been in the game that long has yet to come out and be like, "Yeah, bro, in the first year I made."
I wish they would. I wish they would be honest and say that, like, no, like that's what I'd be saying. I'm like, girl, like I was sitting there days, hours.
Yeah,
don't give number one client.
That's
one.
It.
My first couple days at my first shop here,
none. Because I was lucky that somebody walked in wanting something done. But all the rest of them stylists was booked. It gets really intimidating when you are in a place and everybody else is booked and you're sitting there. I know that. But how you think you're going to
I don't think it's intimidating.
But to some
it
people
should be motivation.
It is, and it should be motivation, but they take it as intimidation.
Yes.
I can literally call somebody right now and be like, hey bro, when I didn't have clients at the shop, what was I doing? I promise you, he will probably tell you, standing over my shoulder looking.
That was me.
And that was me.
That was me. I wanted
stood
to learn.
there,
I wanted to
literally like this, folding my arms. I'm like, man, I'm gonna watch what he's doing.
That I can't do because if he's doing that, I know I can do this.
Even with this same person. My boy Rodney. I went to Rodney when I first got on Booksy. I said, all right, bro, show me how to set this up.
Yeah.
I built my entire clientele.
On Booksy.
The majority of my clientele through Booksy.
I know.
And Rodney showed me how to set that thing up from top to bottom.
Yep.
And I tell you.
And it's good that he even showed you because that's another thing that I feel is a problem. You know, people not sharing certain stuff or they trying to not give you certain information, you know, and it's like, why? Why not?
Thing is, I can't cut everybody here.
You
so
can't.
If I see it's a young barber that come to me and wants some information, but I see that he's hungry to know and grow, I don't mind sharing.
Right.
Now, if you come to me and be like, yo, Dave, how you do? I don't do units, but I'm using for example. How do you do units? Okay.
That's a class.
But guess what?
Yeah.
That's a class,
have to
right?
pay for them.
That was a lot of information that I paid for.
That I pay for. Now, that is where you draw the line.
For me personally, though, I personally don't mind because I know I can't do every unit that's out there. And people are going to go to who they want to go to. People go to me for a reason.
Yeah.
They probably pass 50 barbershops.
Right, just to come to you.
And it's more so because they're coming for Dave.
They coming for Dave.
Yeah, I believe
so
it.
if I can give that information and I know it's not necessarily
it's not gonna hurt you. It's not.
Yeah. I don't think nothing hurts you anyway.
Nothing.
Even if you did give it
this is an abundant life.
It hurts me knowing that I'm giving you this information. You ain't doing the doggone thing.
That hurts me. That's a whole nother one. Yeah, because that would make me so mad.
If I give information,
girl, why did you waste my time like that?
That's it. But you know what? Just like my mentor, Myron Golden. I watch him on YouTube every day.
I
love Myron.
Every day. If I go in her room, she watch him every day.
I watch Myron Golden every day, and I have learned so much. But like he said,
but that's good. Long you learning.
Yeah, I'm always learning. People that pay, they pay attention, and that's why.
Yeah.
That's true because they take advantage of you.
They will
if
you give somebody something for free. They're like, oh, okay, they're not gonna do nothing with it. But if I charge you $2,000 for this
you gonna pay
male unit class, you're gonna pay attention because you're gonna want to go and get your money back.
I agree.
So
that's the thing. It's like then you basically just you giving information that you could have helped somebody else that could utilize the information.
Absolutely.
It's just crazy.
Yes,
but they I just feel like they're lazy. I just really do.
You said straight to the point.
I just straight to it. I'm like.
But thing is it a repetitive cycle? Are they going to come out of that?
It seemed like it's starting to become that way because maybe it could be the sense of entitlement play a big part, or they just like you said, have unrealistic expectations, you know.
Well, I put it like this: young folk who watching this, we want to see y'all do well.
We really do.
Okay,
we really
just
do.
need y'all to show a little bit of effort.
Just show up.
Just show
up, like
Show
like,
up.
and be open to learning and accepting
That part.
information
Yeah.
from those who have been there and who have done it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I think that's another thing that, you know, they don't think they can listen to.
Yeah.
You know, oh, they old. You know,
I was literally about to say that because, you know, sometimes I'm not going to say our methods are outdated, because I always tell people I feel like I'm in between an old school stylist and a new school stylist. You know, like I'm gonna show up like the old school stylist, but I know the new techniques. But I can see how like some of these younger people, you know, they feel like you know, they can go and build like solely off of you know, like we were talking on a previous episode about how to build clientele, and Key was saying, well, you know, we need to go, you know, pass out them business cards, like put in that work.
This episode.
You know.
Matter of fact, we finna go. I'm sorry, I'm gonna take over. Right, we're gonna go into that.
Go right
So
ahead.
when it comes to building clientele, right?
I feel like that. Like that way don't never get old to me.
Yeah.
So when it comes to building clientele, it's a few methods that I do. One, I am very, very big into you need some form of a booking site.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it eliminates
It eliminates the ones that's playing. You know.
It eliminates the ones who are not serious. It puts you in the mindset of doing business correct way.
I was just about to say that. It kind of puts it to where this is, you know, like you don't have to have that responsibility of
I'm not a receptionist.
doing it. I'm not a receptionist. This is my online receptionist at this time. And then that way, if I need to get a hold of you, if I need to find, I can go to get some information, all that stuff on there. So I can send you everything with one click to everybody.
And it's easier for everybody.
It's so much easier for me to manage my business that way. No,
So
I agree.
So I like the trajectory of using some form of a booking site, whether it's, I personally use Booksy. Your boy's a advisory board for Booksy, by the way.
Okay, because all barbers are on Booksy. I think, like, I mean, when I first tried to come out this way and do it, it did not work for me.
Booksy?
Yes.
I
feel like it's more catered to barbers, though.
It's actually not. It was actually started to be catered to stylists, but people like myself who work on the advisory board with Booksy, I try to give them a more push to understand that, yo, we're here too. We bring a lot of business. So in that aspect, we need y'all to see us.
Yeah.
But so using a booking platform is key. Two, do not get away from the old school methods of seeking out clients. Dime, you know, I wear Dave faded. I got hoodies, shirts,
you
hats,
have to brand yourself.
you name it. And hell, at this point, I probably got Dave faded socks. And people stop me all the time. Hey, bro, you a barber?
Yeah.
I look now, I'm like, oh, that's how. Yeah, I'm a barber.
Because sometimes you don't even realize when you be wearing it, you wear it so much, you be having it on.
I got the name and I got a QR code right below it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And guess what? I have so many people come up talking about some.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, my bad, bro. Go ahead. Go ahead and get that. So, yeah, don't get away from the old school methods of building clientele. Yeah, it's cool to do it on Instagram, social media.
Yeah.
But if you can.
Yeah. That's how you know, like, somebody's serious. Because people can talk all day on the internet.
Oh,
you know.
I'm tell you what I do. I let them scan that QR code. I stand there and I watch them book. I ain't got no shame. I'm like, yeah, bro, go ahead. Hit that right there.
I
see you on the 16th.
I'm going to direct you like, hey, okay, hit that one.
I sit there and I watch them book.
I know when I get texts and stuff, because you know my phone has an automatic, like, my business line got text girl, because so they'll keep me like, okay, do you need help for me to show you how to book? Go there, hit this button. This is what you're gonna get. This is what I give them the whole thing. They're like, oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm like, because you shouldn't be confused. Just get on there and just book it.
Like it's the older clients, you know.
Oh, girl, you gotta have
you have to.
People tell me, oh, the booking site ain't working. I'll be like, send a screenshot. Let me see.
Yeah.
Let me see the error code so I can send it in.
By yourself, they want you to do it, and that's my thing. Is that I said they be funny, but I know.
But at the end of the day, it's part of what we go through. It shapes the experience of what it is to be a barber, a stylist. Is we all can share similar experiences. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes it's a headache. But a lot of times it make us smile too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So,
because we play a big part. We play a big part of people's community. The community. We play a big part of just people.
And they play a big part in ours.
They really do.
We spend so much time
with
at
them.
their shop. with these clients. They don't understand.
We see them more than we see,
Listen.
some people, family members.
Honestly, a lot of my clients have become my extended family.
Extended family, that's it.
Yeah,
I have clients who I look at. You couldn't tell me one of my cousins.
Yeah.
Right.
They have been in my house
Right.
more than any of my cousins ever had.
Yeah.
So it's like I say, it's their extended family.
So do you have family here?
I have one cousin up in Prosper.
Okay.
Outside of that, no, I don't have.
See, that's how the clients end up becoming because it's like
because you need people.
You really
to
don't have
on.
nobody here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so they come right on time. So
they do. I would like to shift the energy just
okay.
a little bit.
Roll with it.
Oh man, what I do? Take a sip from my tea.
So Dave, I want to know what y'all be talking about in the barbershop.
Woo.
Yeah, let's talk about. We want to know.
Yeah, what do y'all be talking about?
Talk?
What's the barber
we
talk?
want to know because we can't. It's like an exclusive community. Like y'all see us walk by, y'all be quiet.
They go in there and shut
like
that door.
yeah, they close the door. What y'all be talking about?
What y'all think I'm gonna give y'all that?
We want to know.
Honestly, I'll tell you what we
like,
be talking about.
Okay, sports.
Well,
No.
sometimes sports.
Yeah.
In my shop, I be watching Law and Order, so we don't really talk
Yeah.
about sports. I be watching
Law
SVU
and
and
Order.
Chicago PD.
Yeah.
What we really be talking about? Man, just keeping
What's the
each other
majority
motivated.
things that people talk about?
Yeah.
Keeping each other motivated.
That's good.
You wouldn't believe how many dudes out here are really just trying to be better.
They
Yeah.
trying to be
Like,
better.
and I'm serious.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give y'all too much of what guys really talk about, but I'll tell you this: a lot of these dudes just be looking for hope to be better.
And that's so strong.
And I'm telling you,
That's where y'all come in really impactful.
It is.
I try. Sometimes I don't know how much my words.
It to you if they didn't
but
think
I
that you
try.
was gonna give them hope or give them some kind of word of something. You
Just plant
you
the
apparently
seed.
plant
That part though,
something.
like I try to plant the seed because I do it in a different way. I'm more charismatic with it. Like my clients can come to me with a problem. I ain't gonna lie, I might laugh at you,
Oh
but
my
I don't
God.
mean harm.
Not like hard, do you? Like,
Shit,
oh my God.
Okay.
It's hard.
not hard, but like I might
that
chuckle
body
at
be coming
you.
to give you some
But
stuff.
I'm gonna let you
Yeah.
know.
tell you.
I'm gonna let you know, like, hey, bro, listen. We gonna straighten it out.
Yeah.
We gonna straighten it out.
Yeah.
I was on the road to Memphis just past week, and I had a client that called me. He was going through some things with someone he had separated with, and I started laughing on the phone. He told us, "Not right now, bro." I'm like, "Bro, listen, I told you about her a while back, bro. You gotta let her go. Just let her go, my
I
boy."
was waiting on that. I'm
Let
like,
her
come
go.
on, tell me
Yeah.
the juicy stuff. I know
But
you
nah,
be on that.
outside that, man, these dudes be looking for hope, and we just looking to inspire each other to be better.
Yeah.
Brothers, I got y'all. I ain't gonna tell them what we be talking about.
Oh man. Well, we
Speaking
tried.
of inspiration, where do you draw your inspiration from?
So I've already shouted them out once. but
Yeah, I remember.
Todd up in New York at I Cut Pro is one of the dopest barbers that I personally know. And I know a lot of good barbers that have went through his system and learned from him.
Okay.
So if you go on his Instagram, he's probably giving out gems right now. When I tell you that dude is so inspirational. And he's actually one when I was in medical field living in Connecticut. I went to go get my beard edged up. And I probably paid this dude $100 to edge of my beard. So y'all be thinking my price is high?
I'm telling you.
I went to him to get my beard
$100
edged
for
up,
edge
and
up.
I was in scrubs.
Yeah.
And he told me, he said, are you a barber? I said, I cut hair. And he literally told me, so I give it 3 years, you'll be a barber. And literally, I kid you not,
3 years.
3 years.
Wow.
3 years.
That's
I-
amazing
Yeah,
that he
barber.
even took the time to speak that over
Yes,
your life.
he did.
So,
Which says a lot about him.
so, like, I follow him a lot. I pay attention to a lot of his content. But more than anything, whenever I need inspiration, he's like that pillar for me to go and lean back on and say, you know what? Like, I know where I came from in barber, and I know where I'm trying to go.
Yeah.
And where I'm trying to go is a high place.
That's
Right.
it.
So,
Right.
That's it.
And keeping you motivated. What you do to motivate yourself?
what I do to motivate myself? Man, just be the best guy I can ever be in the world. Just remain a humble father to my kids.
Yeah.
My daughter's calling me again. She won't stop calling
You
me.
did say she was calling.
She like, now where
She don't want nothing. Her mama
That's
at
how
home.
they
I don't know
be.
why she calling me.
That's
Yeah.
what they, because you her daddy.
Daddy's girl.
Man, that girl don't want nothing.
That's
She just
daddy's
begging.
girl.
Mm-hmm. Ain't
That's
nothing
why she
wrong
got
with
calling.
it.
As far as like my motivation, I don't need motivation because I'm pretty disciplined.
Yeah, I see you
That
have that
alarm go
background.
off, I get up.
Yep.
When I first thing I do in the morning, first thing I do before I go to sleep is I look at my schedule.
Yeah.
I put my phone down. When I wake up,
You already know what's going on.
When I alarm go off, I look at that schedule again and make sure ain't nothing changed. Once I see nothing's changed, I'm not going back to sleep. I get up.
Right.
Because I know my kids gonna be asking me what we eating. So I look at them and be like, man, Dad ain't got no money.
Oh, that's gonna be a letdown.
That's a letdown.
Yeah.
So my motivation, I don't need motivation because I'm so disciplined to just be better than them.
That's good.
That's amazing. That's a key component to success is discipline. Like, cause motivation don't last anyway. You need motivation every day.
Discipline is the key.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, Dave. So if you could give younger Dave like just one piece of advice, like what would it be?
My piece of advice I would give my younger self: just be patient. I'm probably the most impatient person you would ever
I can relate to that.
I'm so when my clients are 30 seconds late, I'm calling their phone like, bro, I got something to do. Like I get attitude and everything. Like it's bad.
That's
It's
why I
so
know
bad.
I can't be like, yo, chew me up, girl. I'm like, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
So it's to be patient. And it's more so patient in terms of I know where I want to go.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't gotta be in no rush.
Oh my gosh, I said that's me.
I ain't gotta be in no rush.
And it's gonna take time.
It takes time.
And sometimes,
I have to tell myself.
yeah,
that.
I have to
A
tell
lot.
myself the same things. It takes time, and sometimes you're not there yet because you have to learn the lessons along the way. If you get it too fast, you're gonna lose it.
Yep. And I can truly say that part right there about myself.
Yeah.
Even when it comes to like finances, right? Had I gotten the money I'm getting now, back when I was 22,
Oh, baby.
23, which I was getting good money then.
Yeah.
But if I had the freedom to go along with it now, girl, that money would have been gone.
We've been gone.
Would have been long
Yeah.
gone. So now I understand a discipline that must come along with having that. But it also teaches you that in life, if you get everything too fast, it'll be gone.
It'll be
That's
gone.
true. That is so
It'll be
true.
gone. Yeah. And then it gives you something to look forward to because we paint this picture in our heads of like where we want to be. And we know we're going to get there. It's just a matter of time. So, yeah.
Can y'all give it up once again for Kia and Don?
Oh, Dave,
They done
thank
such
you.
a good job today.
Thank
This episode
you.
ain't about me. It's about
No,
them.
it's
y'all done such a good job.
We definitely like to hear about everything. And speaking of that, like, what's next for you? Like, what do you have?
What's next for me is, I would say probably getting to a point where I'm not working as much, and I'm more so focusing on pulling back to be more present for my children. So, like I shared,
I like that.
like I shared is, I'm very, I make sure that I'm there for them in terms of making the games and all that stuff, but I want to be more present in that because I miss quite a bit of games. And my oldest son, he plays club soccer. Shout out to him. And this dude's a dog.
Yeah.
So a lot of times my clients can attest to this.
Yeah.
I'm watching soccer games through FaceTime.
Yeah.
My girl is at the game. And I'm literally
She's giving you
she giving me the play by play. She talking me through and I'm cutting and I'm
right.
Yeah.
Right. You look
let's go. I'm watching through FaceTime.
right.
So
You trying to still
I'm looking to be more present. So
that's good.
it'll happen. Like I said, I'm in no rush because I know
Right.
God given. I
It's
got
coming.
a lot of time.
So do you have like any products or anything that you're working on currently?
So my products, I had a beard care line at one point and I didn't do it right.
okay.
I did it well, but I didn't do it right.
Right.
I got burnt out and but we're actually in the process of reinventing that.
All right.
Same product, but just a smarter way of doing
Smarter way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
was
gotta have
hustling. I wasn't doing
strategy.
business.
with
You
it,
do.
for sure.
I was hustling. I was not doing business.
That
I can
So-
attest to that because I did
same.
the same
I'm
thing.
actually coming out of the hustling mentality or whatever now, you know, because I think you and I spoke about that. Like when you used to doing stuff on your own, you used to being like a solopreneur. That's all you know. But then you have people. One thing I will say about the babies that's coming underneath us, they are tech savvy and they know how to get on there and they know how to create those products and you know they're trying to learn how to market themselves and they making money in their sleep.
That's
and it's a
because
mental
they have so
shift.
much. Okay, I can honestly say now they have way more opportunity than we also did too.
Yes.
as far
But
as
we have the same opportunity.
We do now.
as far as
Yeah.
now we do,
Yeah.
But they definitely grew up with that. We did not grow up
And
with
so
that
we're learning
as much
too.
as they have, like, as
Yeah.
far as what they have, the availability of the tech industry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We
can learn from them.
need,
And they can learn from us.
I definitely, I feel like we need each other, honestly.
One of my friends, good friend of mine, Jordan. If you look him up on Instagram, is Flock of Fades. He is one of the smartest masterminds behind advertising.
Yeah, he is. I follow him.
If you know anything
really?
about
I'm
Jordan
gonna
on
follow
Instagram,
him.
I literally watched I'm sorry. I literally watched Jordan run his followers up 80,000 followers in a year.
Wow.
Maybe a year and a half. And when I tell you, this man is so smart.
He's a content creator.
Content
That's all.
creator.
Okay, so that's what a lot of people.
He's a
Are you
content
feeling like
creator.
nowadays that's what we got to turn into?
We
No,
do.
I refuse to.
Yeah, no.
I refuse to.
I
And
feel
I'm
like
tell you why. Because the amount of content you have to put out and the time you got to put in
Yes.
before you receive a single dollar from it.
I don't care. I'm putting it in. If I can put it in behind the chair, I can put it in another way.
But I'd rather put that time into building my beard brand back up. You know what I'm saying?
But you
I'm
still
trying to
need
get
the
these guys out here
content
just like this.
to.
I want y'all to be walking around like this, with the name. Yeah. But no, Jordan is a mastermind
Yeah, for
with
sure.
content.
Okay,
But
I'm about to check him
one
out.
thing I learned from him is he always talk about products, right? Let's just say this phone case.
That's why I asked
He'll be
you.
talking about, I dropped my phone. Every time I do a fade, I drop my phone.
Yeah.
Click the link. It's going to take you to it. It'll be an Amazon link. But it's his storefront. This
Yeah.
dude has
Yeah.
everything you can imagine in that storefront. But guess what it's doing? These people, he has so many followers, and they're going to that storefront.
They're going and they're purchasing. He's creating
He's
multiple
creating
streams of
a stream
income.
Yeah.
income
First,
this way.
Yeah.
we have to do the same thing
It's the
because
same
you are
thing. That's
going
so
to burn
smart.
out if you are just simply behind a chair. Like, you got to be creating not just one product but multiple products. So it's almost like I just told myself, I'm like, Diamond, you have to become a content
It's
creator.
no
Like,
way other way.
it's no other way for me personally.
My thing is, for me, where I'm at in my life, it's time I don't have. Like,
And
And
I
that's
understand.
when I leave the shop,
I
I'm
do
a
understand.
true-
That's what I struggled with.
I'm a real
Yes.
father.
Okay, I was like, I am too. I'm a real mother, and it's
Yeah.
just like we carry so much that we have to do, and I'm just like, that's a whole nother job. Like
It
that's
is another job.
that's like you got to put 8-9 hours in there.
Yeah.
like and then editing too.
Yeah.
Jesus, like
Yes.
we become content creators, hairstylists, business. I mean,
So for me, it's a more personal thing. Like my I think it was my oldest son or my daughter. One of them said to me one time, like, "Dad, why are you always on your phone?" But that made me realize, like, okay, I'm here, but I ain't really present.
yeah. You
So
said that
now
about being
I have
present,
to be
so.
more
Yeah.
present because they see.
They need that.
So what I started doing, like me and my daughter, if I'm on my phone, she come over there, I open up the camera real quick, take a picture.
Yeah.
We get the
Right,
she get the
throw
camera,
off a little bit.
just throw her off. So yeah, but no, it's been a pleasure being on here with y'all.
Thank you.
I know
so
this man
much.
keep looking at us like I didn't flash
Did you
this
say
clock
past
20
10?
times.
I didn't see it.
He done flashed the clock about 12 times.
Okay, we gotta pay attention. We were still working there. So, but yeah, we do thank you also for coming, Dave.
Yes,
we
thank you,
appreciate it.
Dave.
Like this is you are our first male barber on the show. So we so glad you
Yes.
took the time out to come and see us. So
problem.
let everybody know how they can come and visit, your page or kind of just follow you or whatever.
So if y'all want to follow me, go on Instagram, type in Dave Faded Studio Barbershop, or you can go on Google, type in Dave Faded Studio Barbershop, and it'll come right up. Booking tab will be there. It's in the bio on Instagram. And hey, I look to seeing y'all in my chair in the future.
All righty. Thank you.
Sounds good.